All right, I think we are ready to get started. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us today for our webinar. We are going to be talking today about crew tools for hair and makeup and our mobile app, our new and improved, soon to be released mobile app. My name is Kevin. I work on our accounts team. I am joined today by my colleague Hannah, who is on our product support team, and we'll be walking through the demo today of our new Crew Tools 5.0 mobile app. Before we jump into that, just a little bit of housekeeping to cover what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be looking at our new mobile app to be released after December 26th, along with the release of our new website. We're going to look at how to navigate the new app, how to search, how to upload photos, how to add looks, all the stuff you're going to need to know to use the app. This is designed specifically for hair and makeup teams. If you are here and you are not in hair and makeup, feel free to sit in, learn the new app, and there may be another webinar next weekend that is specific to what you do. What are we talking about? Why are we doing this? For the last 2 years, we've been working on some foundational updates to our website and mobile platform. All of this is based on the feedback we've gotten the last 6 or 7 years from you guys, our users. That's helped us build a new and improved site and mobile app. The first thing that we're talking about is we have worked really hard to simplify the experience of using the app and the site for you guys, the users. That takes a lot of forms. The idea here is to make this thing easy, to make it simple to learn, easy to onboard for you and your teams. One of the big things we've added, the second point here, is that in the new mobile app and website, you'll be able to view multiple episodes and multiple departments all at the same time. So if you have worked on episodic series with Crew Tools or SyncOnSet in the past, you may be used to switching between episodes. In the future, you can see on this little screenshot here, you'll be able to check and multi-select as many episodes as you want to look at once. So if you're block shooting 3 episodes, you can work on all 3 episodes at once. The second part of that, you'll be able to work on multiple departments at once. So especially for hair and makeup, if you work closely with your hair team or with your makeup team, as well as your own department, you will be able to view the photos, notes, looks, information, whatever you want for both departments in the same page all at once. So you guys will be able to work much more closely hand in hand than previously. And third, we won't see this today, but on the website, we've introduced a new, what we're calling a product switcher, which is going to help us improve the site going forward, add more features and functions for you guys down the road. So you can see in the screenshot here. Right now, if you log into the web, you'll be able to switch between our continuity platform, which is what you guys will be used to working with, the photos and notes and scenes and characters and stuff. We also have our budget and money tracking tool on the web. And if you're working on a show that is using Asset Hub from the studio side, you can get to the Asset Hub product from there. Again, all this stuff is feedback that we got, updates we've been making for the last couple of years, and we're really excited to show it to you guys with a planned release for December 26th of this year. As Hannah is going through the presentation today, you will see in the bottom of your screen a little button that says Q&A. Anytime you guys want to chat with us, if you see something that doesn't make sense, if you have any questions, anything you want to send through, feel free to type into that Q&A and send it our way. I'll be monitoring that throughout Hannah's presentation today, and then we will save time at the end to answer any questions you guys have. A quick look at the agenda. This is what we're going to be going through today. So Hannah's going to show you what the new app looks like, how to install it, how to navigate the search function in the app. We're going to look at our scenes view, how to add photos, how to add and how to look at our hair and makeup looks in the app. And finally, most important, syncing your data. The whole point was SyncOnSet, right? After today's webinar, we will send you a copy of this video recording so you can review it at your leisure, as well as a sheet of frequently asked questions that we've gotten from other webinars and sessions. Also links to help articles. We'll say this a couple different times today, but we have a new and improved help site along with the release of this new app and new version of the website. So there'll be lots of walkthroughs and help articles to help you guys navigate this new experience. And finally, we will send you a feedback survey so you guys can tell us how this experience was for you today, what you liked, what things we can improve upon to hopefully make these sorts of webinars a better experience for you in the future. as I said, we have a new help site. We'll send you the link to this afterwards, and you can save it and bookmark and everything. But if you ever need help and you can't reach someone right away, you can always go to support.synconset.com, which will house all of our help articles and links and videos and walkthroughs and whatnot to help you guys navigate and learn this new app. Now, I've said it a couple times, but we do have a totally new version of the app. So you may see on your phone, your iPad today, this old icon here with the yellow background and the black arrows. After December 26th, when the new site is released, there will be a totally new mobile app that you'll need to download. So it's very important as we lead up to this release to make sure that your data is totally synced on your current device with your current app. And then when the new app is released after December 26th, you can download that new app. It will sync all the data from your old app into the new app. You won't lose anything. And then as soon as all that data is synced, you can get rid of that old app and just work off the new one. Whew, that's a lot of information up top. I am going to now pass it over to Hannah, who is going to walk through the app for you and show you all the new fun stuff we have for you. Go ahead, Hannah.
Thank you, Kevin. Alrighty, so hopefully everyone can see my screen here. I'll be going over the demo, as Kevin mentioned, of the brand new mobile app. And the first place I want to start is just what that looks like. You saw on a previous slide, it's going to be a white background with yellow arrows, and it's going to look just like this. Oh, there we go. Just like this. So you'll want to make sure you have that downloaded to your device after December 26th. It won't be available before then. So don't go try and download it right now. Just make sure you do that after December 26th, which is when it will be available. So let's just click into this to access our app. The first page you get to, as usual, is just the login screen. You can already tell it looks a little bit different. I'm just going to go ahead and put in my email and password so we can go ahead and take a look at the new app. And just click login. It's going to ask you for a PIN. Do something way more secure than I am, but I'm just going to do this for our demo purposes. And then going to choose the show that we want to use for the demo. This is just a test production that we have here. It's not actual Silicon Valley. It's just data that we have built out to do to use for this webinar. So just something to keep in mind, but I'm going to click on this guy right here. And then next, I just want to pause here really quick because I know Kevin mentioned it before, but just to really reiterate, if you are working on a traditional episodic, you now have the option to view multiple episodes at the same time. And as Kevin mentioned, this means notes and photos and looks and scenes, etc., from multiple episodes all at once. So just to show you guys that when we hop into the scenes, I'm going to select both of these and then click View Scenes at the bottom. And once it loads your production, you will be taken to your scenes index, which is essentially just where all of your scenes live. But before we go any further, what I want to do is make sure that I'm accessing the hair or makeup department. And to do that, I'm just going to go up here into the main menu. Don't worry about this page too much right now. We'll come back to it at the very end, but I'm going to hit Choose Departments. And the reason why we're going to do this in the webinar, I don't believe you guys will have to do it when you're logging into the mobile app. Just because it is our test production, it has access to all the departments in SyncOnSet. If you have access to multiple departments, you will also see all of that listed here. You just want to make sure you select the ones that you want to view. So if you did want to see all 5 at the same time, you totally can. But for our webinar today, I'm just going to go with makeup, and hair and makeup work essentially the same. So just keep that in mind. All right, let's hit View Scenes. Okay, so we're back on this page, and just to kind of go over what we're looking at, we have the scenes shooting today up at the top, just as we do today. All other scenes will be listed below with everything in gray, signifying that that scene has already been shot. You can see right off the bat that, so this format, 101.7, means episode 101, scene 7. So you can see that we have a scene from episode 101, but we also have a scene from episode 102. So that's just really showing you guys how you can view multiple episodes at the same time now. And then other things on this page, the sort and filter options still exist. They've just been moved to the top of the screen. So if you press these arrows here, you can sort by scene number or shoot day. And if you click this filter icon here, you can still filter by the scenes shooting today, yesterday, or tomorrow. Okay, so now what I want to do is head over to this magnifying glass icon here. We always had a universal search icon. It was just a little hidden, so maybe you haven't used it as much or noticed it because it was in the sidebar. But now we've moved it to the corner of the screen. So if you click on that, this magnifying glass will take you to what we're calling our universal search. Universal search is essentially going to become your best friend. You're going to use it to find anything and everything in your production. So let's say, for example, you want to find a character. Let's just find character number 1. I know that in my demo production, that character's name is Richard. So I'm just going to start typing in Richard. And you can see automatically that it starts showing you his character, actor, makeup looks as well. So you could go this way and just click on, character Richard if that's what you want. But just to show you guys another feature we have in Universal Search, I'm going to exit out. And you now have these categories. So these categories are just ones that we have set for you guys. You can click on something. So let's do characters to get a full list of that category in your production. So these are all the characters that you see in your production. And just something to note, if I X out of here, if you're used to using, so in the sidebar that we have today, you probably have an option in that sidebar that says looks, and that's where you would find all of your makeup looks. Just note that now you'll want to go into the universal search, click makeup looks right here, and it will take you to that information. So use the universal search to find the list of your looks. Okay, so from here, let's see. We're going to get into how to upload your photos. And when it comes specifically to the hair and makeup department, we understand that, you just have to get into the app, you have to upload and tag your photos, and you can be good to go. So if you just want to go in and you want to upload your photos without looks being created, that's perfectly fine. Whatever workflow worked for you works for us. But for the sake of the webinar, we're going to go over how to upload your photos if you do use looks. So we'll do that first. And then we'll go over how to upload your photos if you don't use, if you do want to create looks. Sorry about that. So no looks in the beginning and then creating looks later. So let's start with uploading photos if you don't want to create looks in your production. So first thing we want to do is get to a scene view page. So for that, let's just hit scenes. And I'm going to pick 101.2. And that will take you to your scene view page. There's going to be a couple view pages throughout this webinar. So if I keep referencing a view page, just know what I'm talking about. If you ever get lost or confused, you can always look at the bottom of your screen. It shows you exactly what page you're on. So it says 101.2 with the location of that scene. Some general navigation about these view pages. Every single one has a top navigation bar where you can just scroll left to right to see all of your options on that scene or view page. By default, if you're logging in for the first time and accessing it for the first time, it will land on the details tab. So that's the one we're going to start with. It has basic scene information up at the top, and then you can go ahead and view existing makeup notes or add makeup notes right at the bottom. Next, you have your principals. And on this page, you will go ahead and see all the principal characters tied to scene 101.2. You can see that our character Richard already has a look. So if he already has one, it will be listed here. I'm not going to go over how to add looks right now, just because we're going to go over how to upload photos when you don't have looks first, as I mentioned. But just want to give you guys a preview of what this page looks like. So just going to scroll down and back up. And then our backgrounds tab, we'll just have your background characters. You can click on the caret to view more information. And lastly, the gallery. So this is the tab that we want to work from. If you have all your photos, you know what characters they're for, and you just want to get them into the app, you'll want to get to this gallery page. It's going to section off each character that you have in your production. So we have Richard, Ehrlich, so on and so forth. And you'll notice that under each character, there is an add photo button. And then any existing photos will go ahead and show up next to it. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, there is actually a section for no characters. So if you just have a bunch of photos for scene 101.2, and you don't want it to be tagged to a specific character, you just want to get it in here, you can go ahead and click the Add Photo button under the No Character header. So let's do an example. I'm going to go to character Richard and click Add Photo. And let's say you had some photos to upload. I'm just going to pick the most recent one in my gallery right here. Well, that is Richard, so that actually works out. And then just go ahead and click Next up at the top. And then you can also take photos if you want directly from the app, but for our webinar, I'm just going to be selecting an existing one. And then other than that, it's hopefully pretty familiar. You can add a note, you can add tags if you want. It's, as you can see here, it's automatically tagging to scene 101.2 in Richard, because that's where I'm uploading the photo to. And when everything looks good, just go ahead and click Save. And that picture will appear right here. You don't have to do it one by one like I just did. You can upload a bulk amount of photos. So if that works better for you, just go ahead and do that with that Add Photo button. All right, so that was one way to upload your photos, and we were doing it from a scene page, as you can see here. Another way you can upload photos without creating looks is going to be from a character page. So I want to show you guys how to do that next. You could come up here, use the universal search, type in a character's name, and then get to that character. But just to show you guys that you can actually get to a character's page faster from here, anytime you see a character pretty much anywhere on the app, you can just click on that to get to their page. So Richard, I'm going to click on Richard, and it will take me to his character page. You probably noticed right off the bat, it looks pretty much the same as what we were looking at before. A couple things have changed. It now says Richard. Note there are arrows that can take you to your previous and next characters really easily. On this page, we have information such as his actor, description, gender, some makeup notes, which you can view or edit. And underneath, we have a photo. And then back up top, I'm going to tap on Scenes. And this will go ahead and show you all of the scenes that Richard is currently in. So just scrolling through that really quick. Again, not adding looks because we're deciding that we want to upload photos without using looks. So just showing you guys what that looks like. And then the gallery. So again, there's going to be a gallery on every view page, and the gallery is where you want to upload your photos. So if you do it from a character page, you can go ahead and tag a bunch of photos to character Richard that aren't necessarily tagged to any scenes, or you can see the scenes that he currently has photos in, and you can start uploading more photos. So you can pick and choose. There's no right or wrong answer. Just do whatever makes the most sense to you and what's easier for you in your workflow. Just keep in mind if you did want something tagged, so let's say you upload a bunch of photos using this button right here, you can always go in and tag them to the scenes that the photos need to be tagged to later down the line. So you choosing to use this button is not the end of the world in case you wanted to tag it to scenes later. Okay, so I just want to take a quick pause just to quickly remind you guys, if you have any questions, to go ahead and use the Q&A section, because I know it's a lot of information, so drop your questions in that Q&A and we'll get to them at the end. But yeah, moving right on ahead, we will now look at how to create looks and upload your photos, in case you're part of our hair and makeup users who do like to create looks and upload your photos that way. What I want to do is get back to a scene view page. So for that, I'm actually going to go back to our universal search bar, and let's see how we can create looks and upload photos from that page. So we have it under recently searched, so I'm just going to click on that. It's pretty cool that you can do it that way. And then let's go ahead and go back to our Principles tab. So if you want to create looks, you can do it from this character page or this Principles tab on the scene view page. You can see here that there's already one created for Richard, but maybe we also want to make Ehrlich's everyday look. Simply just click on Add Makeup Look. If he has existing ones, you'll find them here. So it looks like he has one called Sick, or you can make a new one. So let's just say this is also his everyday. I'm not going to add any notes. And if you wanted to add photos, you can do it at this time. And then when you're done, just go ahead and click Save. When you create a look and you have all your information in there, you can go ahead and click on this look. So I'm just going to click on that. And this will take you to a look view page. So I feel like I'm saying view page a lot, but this is your look view page. From here, it will give you all of the information about the look. So we have details, we have more info if you want to get super specific with different products you're using, maybe body makeup. If you're in hair, you can list things about their wigs, add any notes. We have scenes, just all the scenes that the look is currently used in. And again, it's grayed out because the scene has already shot. And then gallery. So here you can go ahead and upload any photos to your looks. It works the same exact way where you would click add photo. You can select as many pictures as you want. I'm not going to do it here, but just to let you guys know, if you wanted to, let's pretend these were all the right pictures. You can select all of these guys and then upload those as needed. But I'm just going to click back for our demo. So that's one way you can upload your photos while creating looks. And then we're currently on a scene view page. The other way to do it, if you didn't want to do it by scene, or maybe you just want to know another way how to do it, is go back to a character view page. So we're jumping back a little bit, back and forth a little bit if you can tell. But let's go ahead and go to our search bar. Search bar, and we keep using Richard today, so let's just keep going to our character Richard. And we're now in Richard's page, and I'm gonna head on over to scenes right up here. Cool. So again, we went over this before, but this is where you see all of the scenes for character Richard. You see the looks that have already been created, but now, oh, scene 5, there's no look. So let's just create one. Let's create one here. Maybe this is his formal look. You can add any notes. And I think I actually do have a formal picture of Richard. So I'm going to click add photo right down here and select a photo, click next. And you can see you can add notes, you can add more tags if you want, but it will automatically tag to the scene and the character and the look because that's where we're uploading the photo. And let's click save. And one more time just to really save the work, and it will appear right here. And then as always, I'm not going to go over all the details, but you can click on it, view all of the information, upload more photos as needed, and then that's how you would get all your pictures uploaded while creating looks. And that was from the character view page. Okay, so just looking at my notes here, it looks like we've gone over how to create looks, how to upload photos when creating looks, how to upload photos when not creating looks. Again, there's no right or wrong answer. You can just do whatever works best for your workflow. Just wanted to show you guys both ways. And as far as the mobile app goes, that is pretty much it. But before we wrap up, I want to head back to our main menu just to show you guys a couple things that we have going on there. So let's click back, scroll up, click back again. And I believe I have to go one more time to reach our main menu. There we go. Before I get there, just a note, you can always still click our SyncOnSet logo up at the top. It will go ahead and spin and let you know when it's done syncing. So just save as often as possible to really make sure you don't lose any work. But like I said, let's head on over to the main menu. And when you get there, it will look a little bit like this. You'll have a much nicer name than I do. I'm currently just a one tester, but for you, it will have your name up at the top, the current production you're accessing, the current episodes you're accessing. Underneath, you'll see untagged photos. So if you click on that, this is where you can see, it's pretty straightforward, but it will show you all of the photos that are not currently tagged to anything. When we keep mentioning tags, it's really helpful when it comes to generating reports, which is why we always suggest that things are tagged to at least, just the scene or maybe a character or maybe a look. But if you are the type of person who thinks you just want to come in here and add a bunch of photos and then tag them appropriately later, just use this untagged photo section to dump all of your photos in here, and then maybe that'll work better for you. All right, just going back. I'm going to skip syncing status and come to that at the end. Switch productions is the same as always. Click into it. You can switch what show you're working on. Choose departments we went over before, but again, just to reiterate, if you have access to multiple departments, you can now view them at the same time. Just make sure you select them from this page. And then lastly, we have settings. Everything is the same here. The only one I want to highlight is date format. We had a lot of feedback from our users. Just a lot of you guys want to see it not in month, date, year, but rather date, month, year. So if that is you, you can come into your settings and just change that date format, and this will go ahead and update across the entire app. Okay, so last but not least, I said I'd get back to it. So here we are, we're getting the syncing status. On this page, it looks different than the syncing status page today, but all of it is the same. Just to kind of go over syncing again, because it is probably the most important thing on the mobile app. Just make sure you have no changes on your device. All of your photos to upload and photos to download is 0. When this information looks like this, it means you have the most recently updated version of your production, and all the work you've done is now shared with your production. Everyone else on your team, and all the work everyone on your team has done is being shared with you. All that good stuff. But if you do need to sync, as always, just hit sync now. And then when it's done, it will look a little bit like this. All right, so I think that brings us to the end of our demo. I'm gonna pass it back to Kevin, who will go over some best practices with you guys, and then we'll just hop into that Q&A at the end.
Awesome, fantastic. Thank you, Hannah. Let me pull back up our presentation here. Let's do this. Fantastic. Wow. Pretty cool, huh? Excited for you guys to see the new app. A couple of things to review before we get into our Q&A session here. Number one, a reminder, we've said it a couple times, but it will be a totally new app. So after December 26th, you'll need to go into your App Store or Google Play if you are using an Android and download the new version of the SyncOnSet app, and then sync all the data from your old productions onto there. Until then, sync now, sync often. Make sure all your data that is on your device, on your app currently, is being uploaded and synced for the rest of your production. And then when we are ready to make that transition from the old app to the new app, make sure your device is fully synced after December 26th. And then you can download the new app and just start using that and get rid of that old one once everything is all the way synced up. You'll be good to go. You won't lose any data. Everything is being transferred over from the old version of the site to the new version of the site. So as long as your old app is synced, you will be all set. Last but not least here, we mentioned it at the beginning, but there is a totally new help center with walkthroughs and help articles for everything you're going to be seeing in the new version of the site and app. So we'll send you that link, bookmark it, save it. It'll be your new best friend with SyncOnSet. All right, let's take a look. We got a couple questions. If you guys have any questions from what you just saw, feel free to send them in now and I will take a look at them and we'll go over them now. So a couple questions here. Number one, are you able to select more than 2 episodes at once? Yes, definitely. So we are just working off a practice production today. We only have 2 episodes in there right now. But if you have 10 episodes in a season and you're block shooting those 10 all at once, you could select all 10, look at all the scenes, all the characters, all the looks for all your episodes. If you have 30 episodes, you can look at 30 episodes. You have 300 episodes, you can look at 300. It's up to you. You'll be able to look at as many episodes as you want and work on all of those together. Another question here. What happens if my team forgets to sync something on the old app? Bad news. No, it's fine. As long as everything is synced off the old app after December 26th, you'll be okay. There will be a grace period, so there'll be some time after the new app comes out where you'll still have time to sync your old app, sync your device. But before everybody moves on to that new app all the way, you do want to make sure that your data is completely synced. If you do delete that old app with unsynced data on it, you may not be able to retrieve it. So make sure everything is synced up and you'll be okay. Other questions here. When can I download the new app? It is not available now. I think Hannah mentioned, but it is not on the App Store yet, but it will be. The new site is being released on December 26th, and the app will be available then as well. If you have any questions about this, if you have any concerns, if you're worried about your data syncing, feel free to reach out. We are here to help as much as possible. And I actually think that's the end of the questions that we sent in. If you guys think of something after we're off here, I'm about to go over all the ways you can contact us and let us know any other questions you might have. So let's take a look at that. So as I said, we have lots of different ways to reach us and to help out. We know that this is something new. but we are here to help hold your hand as you get used to this new app and the new site. So first of all, here, again, we have our new help site with tips and articles and videos and walkthroughs, support.synconset.com. If you're logged into the website, the new version of the website, you will still see, as with today, we have that little chat bubble in the bottom right corner where you can chat directly with our support team and Henna in Los Angeles. Our email support is support@synconset.com. We will still be fielding those emails going forward, so feel free to send in any questions you have over email. You can always feel free to give us a call. Our 2 numbers are here. We will send all of this information to you after the webinar today, so you have access to all this stuff. And just a reminder, we are in the office Monday to Friday, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific time, or if you're in the UK, 1 p.m. to 1 a.m. UTC. Feel free to reach out anytime. We are here to help. We want to make sure you guys have a great experience with this new app. Now, we have covered everything we came to cover today. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to sit down with us for this webinar and learn the new mobile app for hair and makeup. We're so excited about it. We are really excited for this to land in your guys' laps on December 26th. We know a lot of you have been using SyncOnSet for a long time, and we really appreciate it. These updates are only possible because of the usage and the feedback you guys have given us. So this really is designed to make your lives easier, hopefully. Now, with all that said, we've covered everything. I'm going to let you back to your Saturdays. Feel free to reach out with any questions. But until then, we will talk to you later.